Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite brand and visual designer, the graphic chef. And in today's video, I am coming with another banger. I'm going to be teaching you how I created this flyer from start to finish. Now, this goes on to say that I'll be showing you my thought process, what I thought about creating this flyer. So if you have seen my video for the first time, please do well to like, share, subscribe, and also turn on post notifications so that whenever I make a post, you can also get the notification that your favorite brand designer has made a post. So without wasting much of your time, let's just jump right into it. So the first things first is to create a an artboard or a canvas. A canvas is simply a mapped out area where we design. And one way we do that is just to come to File, New, right? And I'll be using 1080 by 1080, right? 1080 by 1080. I'll be changing my resolution to 100, right? Like so, right? And let's rename our layer to, let's call it YouTube call to bar thoughts, right? I will advise you to leave everything the way it is and click on create. Now if you noticed, there's another way to create a canvas. You can simply go here on this fine guy home icon and click here, home. It takes you to the home and you click on new file and you do the same magic right here, right? So if you noticed, I'm using an artboard, and the reason why I use artboards most times is so that I can be able to see what is going on outside of my canvas, right? Because if I'm to use the normal regular canvas, I'll not be able to place elements outside. So I guess it has been a part of me to always use artboard, and I just like it. So I haven't created our artboard. The next thing we are going to do is to create our guides. Now for the purpose of this video, I've created my guides already, but I'm just going to show you the process on how to create your own guide, right? So come to guide. So you go to view, you go to guides, you go to new guide layout. So new guide what layout, right? So you just click on it and you see that it's already showing that, oh, this guy has already created the guide. So it's not hard to create guides. So you just turn on the columns and you turn on the margin and you just include whatever value you feel will be better, right, for your design, right? And you click on OK. So let me just expand this so you see it. Now the first thing we are going to do is to create let's import our colors. All right, let's import our colors. So we are going to be using this, and I'm going to be spelling out the hex code so you also follow wherever you're watching from. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a rectangle. So I click on my rectangle tool, shortcut is U, right? And I just draw a rectangle like this, and I'm not going to put it at the center, maybe somewhere slightly close to the center. Guess, is that okay? At the center, yeah, that's at the center. So we have this. In case this is at the center, let's reduce it more a bit. Let's reduce it more a bit. Something, yeah, that's good. So creating this is the first step, right? I hate these guys whenever I'm designing. So creating this, the next thing we do is to import our image. Now there are various ways to import image. There's the drag and drop method, there is the procedure method, right? Most of the times I don't usually go with the procedure method, I just drag and drop. So the procedure method is go to file, you go to place embedded, you locate wherever you have saved the image. In my case it's in tutorial, so I just go there, click on place, it opens up, and I come and I just drag and click on place, right? It brings out my image. Now if you notice, for that artboard I was saying something about the artboard. Let me just drag this out. So um drag this out. Drag. No, it's not dragging. Okay, so let's drag it to this point. Yeah. So if I bring my ad, you see that artboard, it's possible that you can just see your images outside. So that's why I was saying I wanted to create, you know, the image. Now for the hex code of the rectangle I created, it is the hex code is 010D14 010D14 010D14. So I hope you got that. So the next thing we're going to be doing is obviously to remove the background from our muse or from the image we are using. And he's my friend, very fine Muslim lady, right? So to remove the background, so what we're going to do, just highlight the image here so it shows this blue. If you're showing this blue, it means that it is highlighted. So you just go to select and you go to subject and you click on subject. So it does the magic for you, right? And it's going to highlight, create a marquee around the image. Now PS, your image has to be clear for you to get an accurate reading marquee, right? So you will check and ask ourselves, is there any place that we are seeing that the marquee failed to select, because obviously it cannot be 100% accurate. So looking at this, you will find out that there is this place, right, that the marquee failed to select. So what we're going to do, we're going to select it. Now there are various ways to select it, but I feel like the faster way, since we already have definite edges showing, is to use the polygonal lasso tool. So you see it right here, is this guy that looks like a bed. So you just click on the polygonal lasso tool and you click on subtract. Subtract is to, remove from that point. We're not adding, we're removing, subtracting. So we just come here and we try to, select. So please, if you are doing this, try to, take your time, right? Nobody's pursuing you, right? Nobody is pursuing you. So I will just do that, and yeah. So you see, I have selected my image, right? So I come here and I click on what layer mask, this guy right here. After the effects, there's this beautiful guy called layer mask. So you just click on layer mask and it takes off the excesses, right? And it takes off the excesses, that is the background. So the next thing you're going to do, obviously, convert it to smart objects, right? So I like that. So I change my polygonal lasso to move tool. So I just come here and click the move tool. So we have this. So the next thing we're going to do is to position our image in a place where this is going to be suitable for the design. So we're going to do, obviously I like this, and I'm going to increase this a bit, like so. I feel like this is better. Alright, so let's position it. Now normally I would have shifted it to the point so it maintains the line, but I feel like when designing that, to me it felt lost because we can't see the back or the edge of this of the lady, right? So it's, for me, I thought it wise to just move it so that at least we can see the curve, right? Curve of our beautiful lady, right? So the next thing we are going to do for the design is to create a distinction. And what do I mean by that? Let me explain. If you look at the background that we created, this rectangle and the image, since she's on black and this is already dark, it seems as though they are similar, right? And that will not be good for our design, because it's as though that the image is washed up into the design. So what we're going to do is to create a distinction with the design. Right now, PS, I guess I didn't explain why I was using blue in the first place. These particular shades of blue, right? So I wanted to maintain The reason why I was using one shade of blue, right, throughout the design to maintain cohesiveness, right, to maintain cohesiveness, right. I didn't want, since the image is already in black and white, there is no need, bringing, a color that will not match, right, or using too shouty colors, right. Using shouty colors to me will not just sound right. That was number one. And the other reason why I maintained one shade of a particular color is because if you look at the gown she was wearing, it's just made up of two colors, white and black. So I wanted to just follow that same pattern. And the other reason why you don't see too many things flying around is because it's a corporate event and you have to keep it professional, because these people are professional people. At least they are coming to, take care of our cases. So it is preferred, or this is my preference, saying that just keep it professional. You understand what your clients want. And she didn't want anything too shouty. She wanted something minimal, modern, and matured, right? And this was preferred by her. She loved it at first sight. So I feel it works. So understand your client very, very well, right? So back to the design. So what we're going to be doing now is to create a distinction between the background and the lady, right? So how do I do that? So I come here, I click this plus icon to create a new layer, and I hold down Alt, and you see this little arrow. If you just swipe between the two of them, you see this little arrow, and you clip, you just clip it to this. You see that it's clipped, right? How do you know it's clipped? You see this guy here showing that it is clipped. So the first thing we're going to do to create a distinction is to click on B. B is for brush, right? And your brush will not work on this, not that it won't work on the layer, but it will obstruct it. That's why I have to create a new layer, right? So you just increase your brush to this size, 1100 size here, 1100, and you select the first color here and you damp it. Right now you see that this is looking good. I'm so sorry about that. This is looking good, right? So you can see that there's already a clear distinction between the image and the background because of what we placed there. Now the hex code for the blue I'm using is 1A, 5F, and C3. 1A, 5F, C3, right? And you click on OK. So we have this. So this is before, this is after, before, after. So we'll go a step further, create another new layer, clip. How do you clip? You go down Alt, then hover between two layers, and it shows you clip. So we come here and we select the next color, which is this, and we come and we damp again here. Why I did that move was because if you look at, although it created a distinction, it felt dull. So I wanted to add brightness to it, right? Because she's beautiful and she's bright, very bright lady, right? So you see that. So we'll just come here and change this to screen, right? Blend mode, screen, right? Not color dodge, screen. Now we have this. Is this not looking beautiful? So this is the before and this is the after. We are making progress. We are making progress. We are making progress. Please don't forget to subscribe, please. Now, what we're going to do next is, before I start, throwing in elements, right? There's one move I like to make. I look at the image and I'm asking myself, is there anything that we need to change with the image so that it fits with the design, so that it's cohesive with the design? And I'm going to point out something I changed in the image that I noticed that I needed to change for it to match. When you get an image from an external source, right, maybe from FreePic or from Unsplash or from Google or from Shutterstock, wherever you got the image from, when placing it into a design, it comes with colors, right? So let's say you are doing a design on a blue background like I'm doing, and you want to bring a guy that is fair. Right, you try as much as possible to match the image to the background or to the design so it is cohesive. So that's what I'm going to do here right now. So looking at this, our beautiful lady right here, she's beautiful, but she's brownish red. I don't know if you can see her face. Let me zoom in. So she's brownish red. So I noticed that, and I'm like, can we, do something to that? I'm like, yes, we can. Right? Yes, we can. So why I'm making this move is so that when I'm trying to color balance the image, it gives me that free access. When you have, it's just like saying when you have a dark background and you're trying to, add other colors on it, the colors just shows better than when you have an existing color. Just like when you have a brown background and you're trying to add blue on top, it just does not make sense. But when you reduce the brown down to a dark color and you begin to add blue, like what we did here, it's easier to color balance. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, or am I speaking jargons? I know you get what I'm saying. So let's just put this in a group, right? For management sake. So let's call this BG, right? So we are going to touch her face a bit. So let's take out those poppiness from it because the image is popping. So what do? I usually make use of vibrance and saturation because it contains the two sliders that I need to make that thing work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this down a bit. So I move it to 17 and I move the saturation to like -9. So you see that this is before and this is the after. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Beautiful looking, right? So one other move I'm going to make is, let's just let this slide first. One other move I'm going to make is this. Looking at the design, there is no like definition on the face. The highlights is just there, right? So what I'm going to do is just to add like a bit of definition to the face so it looks more intriguing. So how do I do that? I use my camera raw filter just to tweak it a bit. So I come to filter, come to camera raw filter while the image is being selected. So it's going to load up. So we're going to just move it right here. So what we're going to do is increase the exposure a bit for me. Then I'm going to increase the highlights so it gives that definition to the face. Then for the shadows, I'm going to take back the shadow so that it gives the definition to the black, so it's more darker, right? So for white, I'm going to increase it a bit. Let's do it 3. Then for blacks, I'm going to move it down so it gives that dark look, rich dark look. Now for texture, I'll add a little, right? It's not going to be as pronounced as this because there's already texture on her face. So I'm just going to do this maybe 2 and maybe this 2 also. And for temperature, I'm going to tilt it towards the blue side because obviously we are working with the blue, so it just gives it's less stressful, right? So I just take it down like so. Fine. I click on OK. So you see this is the before, right, and this is the after. You can see the face. It now has that definition to it. So I think the exposure is too much, so we're just going to dial down the exposure a bit. So 20 is okay. So this is the before, after, before, after. The white is now whiting. Right, let's increase the highlights a bit. Let's do, I guess the exposure will not be that. Let's see. Yeah. Beautiful. 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 Right? This is beautiful. Now we have this. Now let's turn on our vibrance. Right? So you see, this is looking gorgeous already, right? No, yeah, so this is good. So there's another thing I want to do to the design. I don't know, they don't send me, but I'm going to do it either way because I like doing everything I feel is good. Now if you look at the clothes or the robe, whatever they call it, right? I'm not a lawyer, so don't come for me. The robe, I would like to add some bit of definition to the robe, right? So it just looks, good, right? And how am I going to do that? So I'm just going to come here and create a new brightness and contrast layer, right? And I, click to our image right here, and I just increase the brightness a bit like this. So don't be scared, we're not spoiling the design. So I do that and I invert the mask, right? On my mask layer, our mask layer is this one shining white. You see it selected, not this, right? So be on your mask layer and you press, for Mac you press Command I, for Windows you press Control I, right? So Command I to invert the mask. You see that our sherere has left. So you click on B for brush, still on the max, and you reduce it a bit like so, like this. Now what we're going to do is reduce our opacity to, let's say, 44. Reduce same flow to 44. Yeah, like so. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to just paint across it. Now for me to do that, I have to change this guy here from black to white. So I just press X on my keyboard, it changes from black to white. If you press X, it goes back, press X, it goes back. So now on the white, I'm just going to paint across it a bit like this. So let's just increase this a bit because our guy is not showing. Right, so let's do 70%. Right, so let's just walk up around it. So it's showing around it. So we're just going to do this. So don't let your brush be too big so you can be able to control it. So we're just going to do that and add detail to it a bit. Do that. Let's increase this again. Let's say 86 also. 20%. 86. Click on enter. Then let's just go around it. This, like this, and this. So I will just fast forward the video so you guys, I just do this and come back. So yeah, so I'm done, and let me show you the before. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, and this is the after. This is actually looking amazing to me already, right? So just for the benefit of, you can reduce it if you want it's too much, right? Now we have this. What we're going to do next is color balance, right? So we're going to color balance. So I just click on the image right here and color balance, right? So use color balance right here. So what I'm going to do is this. For the highlight, I'm going to use yellow a bit so it gives that rich look, right? I'm going to do -5. Then for the midtones, I'm going to do blue, +4, +5. Add a bit of red to it, right? Then for shadows, I'm going to do blue also, like this, and add a bit of red. Now the reason why I'm adding a bit of red, so it does not look too bluish, and gets to that point where everything does not look nice. So I just do that -+1, sorry. Then this is the before, this is the after, before, after, before, after, right? So let's just put this in a group and call this image, right? Enter. Now what we're going to do next is to create a rectangle, so we can write whatever it is we're going to write. So to create a rectangle, just come to the rectangle tool here, or use U on your keyboard to create a rectangle. So we just create a rectangle here, right? We're here. So this is good. We change our color to this guy right here, right? I need to be sure I'm using the right color. So this is the right color, right? So I did this, so right. So let's just bring this down a bit here. Yeah, this is good. For emphasis sake, you can just do that. So to show you that we are moving by grids. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer. Now what I'm going to do here is the same thing I did here, right? So I'm going to create a new layer, click, hold down Alt and hover between the two of them to create a clip. I come, click on B, as you all know it, and increase my brush. Come here, click, right, and just dab a bit here. You don't need to be perfect, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I didn't want to change the color to blue. I wanted to have that dark shade, light shade, mixture. That's why I made that move. So I'm going to do it again, right? Same thing selected. I'm going to come, same layer selected. I'm going to come, click on B again, come here, click on the light one, and do it again here, and do it again here, right? And I have this. So this is good, right? So I'm just going to reduce the opacity a bit to 80%, right? So we have this. So this is good, right? This is very, very good. So I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm not going to write everything, but I'm going to explain as I do that. So I'll just copy this, it's in a group already. I'll just copy this and duplicate group, come here. This is our tutorial. Click OK and just drag this down to our artboard. Ctrl T to select, then put it here, right here, like so. Beautiful. We should reduce this rectangle a bit. So just reduce our guy a bit. Let's do that. Then let's adjust the text again, right? So this is looking absolutely amazing, right? So to center it, so I'm just going to highlight the group, which is the call to bar, highlight. Also holding down Command, I highlight the rectangle and center. Oh, that's center already. You see my eyes center is also, my eyes are working, right? So we have this. So the next thing is to bring this special invitation. So we duplicate the layer also, and we call to bar click OK. Same thing, drag it down here and take this up to this point right here. So we have this right here. This is amazing, looking beautiful so far. I know you are learning something. You're learning something. So now for the fonts I am using Trajan. Trajan is spelled Trajan Pro. You see Trajan Pro, Trajan Pro Bold, right? So you can download it online. Now, the reason I'm making use of what seems to be like a serif is because it's a corporate event. So everything I do is being influenced by the fact that I have in mind that, oh, it's a corporate event. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I don't like using, when it comes to event like this, I like making use of 1 to 2 fonts, right? For this case, I had to use one and just follow through it so that it creates that cohesiveness. Since I'm using one shade of color, it is advisable for me to use, one style of font. But if you can use two, you can go ahead. I'm just telling you that this is my preferred way. So we just highlight and change the color to this, right? Not black, dark blue. So you follow through, right? So we are just going to copy everything here, and I will, once I'm done with this, then I'll come back and explain. So I am done copying everything that is here. Now, one of the things I also did not mention when I was doing this design is I chose to use a center alignment, right? Like I said, there are other ways to do this. You can use left alignment, but I decided to use center alignment, but I felt it's going to be better, right? So it's based on personal preference. I wouldn't say there was a meaning to it, right? I just felt it was right that we use center alignment, right? So we have this, and you will see here, like I said, that I'm trying to maintain one styling of font. But once you start using caps like this, you will do well to space it out so it's readable to your viewers or to whoever is going to see the design, right? So we have this. So what we're going to do next is just to add the finishing touches to it, which is there was something I added here, so we're just going to add that real quick. So we're going to add it. So we just come to our documents, tutorial, and okay, it's not here. I just remembered. So it's not here, and the reason why it's not here is because I could not find it again in my downloads. So we're just going to do the old-fashioned way and copy, just duplicate the layer, right? Paste it here. So what we're going to do is just drag it down under our image like this. So this is just drag it down under our image like this. Then let's just readjust it. So this was what you are seeing in the tutorial, right? This is what you're seeing in the tutorial in the design. So we have this. So another thing I'm going to do is, if you look at this part, this list looks, this our guy here now looks shiny, So let's just see if we can add a little bit of shine to this. And what I did was I used a lens flare. Right, it's called a lens flare. So we just come to documents. I'll come to tutorial. So this is our lens flare right here. So we just drag it and drop. You can see our lens flare guy here, right? So we'll drag it to our rectangle right here and hold down Alt. Okay, it's already clipped. Just do it to the top, right? Better. It's already clipped. So what we're going to do is just position it a bit so it shines. This is too big, so we just a bit like this, right? Then I'll click on the layer mask. So why I'm doing that is because I find out that it is affecting the call to bar text. So what I'm going to do is just to come here, click on my layer mask, click on brush as B, and change this to X so that it goes back to black. Then I just reduce my brush and find a way to remove this. With this careful right there. So just do that. So remove that. So we have this. So this is the before and this is the after, right? So since there's already one at the bottom, at the top, let's just put another one at the bottom. So we are going to Ctrl J to invert. Now we are going to hold down Alt again and clip. Then Ctrl T to transform and just drag it down like this. Drag it down like this, right? Now we're going to still clean it up a bit. So just a bit. So the goal is just I just want it to be there, like so that it gives off that good look. I think we should reduce our opacity a bit to like 69 and just take it off like this. So this is looking good actually. So let's just bring it up a bit and Ctrl T to transform and do that. So we have this. It's not looking good. Okay. To me, it's looking absolutely amazing, absolutely gorgeous, right? Now, one other thing is we now need to place our filler elements. And what do I mean by filler elements? Now, looking at this design, the design is good, but we actually need to place a bit of element that is moving around to catch our viewer's eye, right? Because the element is good now, but it's looking plain. So let us add a bit of design, filler element. So the filler element I used in this design was this, and it was relating to law, right? It was relating to law. So I'm just going to come here and copy, right? Come here and copy. Ctrl G, to group, and just drag it and place right here, right? So we drag it down here. So this is our guy here. Ctrl T. So it's called the Lady of Justice. So we just tilt it a bit, increase it like this, and put it here. So this is looking good. So now, looking at this, if we put one here, right, it looks as though this is now, too empty. So let's put another one right here. So we just drag again, drag it here, right, and Ctrl T and flip horizontal. So I did something like this, like that. Right, so come back to it. So we have this, right? Let's move this our image a bit, maybe down a bit, like this. So this is looking good and gorgeous. Right now, for one last move, right? For one last move, I'm going to be doing something. Looking at this, the background is a bit white, so we're going to be using a color, maybe a lighter shade of blue, right? A lighter shade of blue. So I come to solid color, right? And there is a color right here, but you don't see it. So the color here is FB, FD, FE. FB, Facebook, FD, and FE, right? So this is it. Now the reason why I did this was just to shift it from a bit of looking too white to having the same tone, as consistent with the image and with the overall design. So lastly, FB, FD, FE, right? And yeah, so this is amazing. So this is looking amazing. Right now, one last move. So after this we are going to be done. So if you notice, there's an element at the background right here. Now I don't have this element. I don't know how I got to misplace it on my system, but I'll see if I can provide it, in the description, maybe. So we'll just copy and add a filler element to it. Now you see it's not just too plain, and that was why I actually made that move, just to keep it, to make sure that there's something actually going on in the background, so it does not look, this is before, this is after, it does not look too plain, right? Same thing, I guess it was two I did, so I'll just copy, and add it also to this point, drag it down, keep it here, right? And Ctrl T, let's just move it a bit to this point, like this. Right, so that's it, and we have this beautiful looking amazing flyer. I think we are not missing any other thing, are we? No, we are not. So I hope you stayed to the end. Please do well to like, please do well to comment, please do well to share, and I will see you on the next one. I remain your favorite brand designer, the graphic chef. Peace.